everybody, this is Catherine coming at you for a really quick happy hips yoga flow, not really a flow, yoga practice. Just to open up the hips, we store a lot of tension in the hips just from sitting all day, especially if you are doing virtual learning right now or remote work. You're probably sitting all day, but even if you have an office job, you might be sitting all day. So this will be good for that. If you are driving, like after a road trip, this is great. It's also really good as an emotional release. We tend to store a lot of our emotions in our hips. So when we start to really stretch it out, it can release things that we've been storing. So just be prepared for that and accept it. That's part of our practice. So our happy hip yoga practice for you today is going to start with us hanging out on our back. I love practices that start laying down, supine. So we're going to be laying down, but our knees are going to fall together. Feet are just past hip width so that there's room for your knees to fall together. And even though this is just a quick little yoga practice, the true essence of yoga, what yoga is the calming of the turning of the mind. And while it's a great stretch, it can be a great workout, yoga is not truly yoga unless it is married to the breath. So we're going to take a minute, just familiarizing ourselves with our breath. Noticing quality of the breath today, maybe the quality of the air in the room. And maybe you just set an intention for yourself. My goal is to focus on the breath, or my goal is to allow my emotions to release. Or maybe your intention is just to stick with it, especially if you have tight hips like I do. Sticking with it is half the battle. Fantastic. Now that maybe you're feeling more aware, start to marry that breath awareness with some movement. So we're going to heel toe the feet in to where they're hip width apart. Inhale in, exhale, just gently drop the knees to the right hand side. And you can do whatever with your hands. If it feels good, you can put them on your hips. If it feels good, you can leave them maybe open or grounded onto the floor, whatever works for you here. Great. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop to the other side. And now follow your breath. Inhale, center. Exhale to the side. Warming up that low back, those hips. Inhale. And exhale it out. Two more here. We inhale, center. Exhale to the right, last round. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Great. Inhale, center. From here, squeeze your shoulder blades. I almost said fingertips, your shoulder blades under the heart center, just to get a nice heart opener here. And then you're going to bring your feet, the soles of your feet together. So soles of the feet are touching, toes are touching. Nice supine cobbler's pose, really opening up through those inner thighs. Abducting those hips like your jaw. You know, traditional yoga practice and Eastern medicine connects tightness in the jaw with tightness in the hips, since everything kind of goes together. So loosen that jaw, loosen the hips, opening up through the groin and inner thigh, and still being mindful about that breath. I know it's a lot, but you've got this. Fantastic, one more breath. Exhaling it out, nice big exhale. On the inhale, take those hands and slowly guide the outer thighs in. And maybe you bring one knee and then the other to center. Just rock it out. All right, this is a pretty relaxing practice, but we're gonna do something fun, maybe get our energy up just a little bit. Cross the feet over each other. Maybe you grab the outside of your feet, maybe you grab your toes, whatever works here. And we are just gonna rock and roll. And you know what? If you are not super flexible in the back, this might not be possible. You can always grab your knees, whatever works. Rock and roll. See? And it also depends on your floor. If you're on a hard floor, you wanna do something comfortable. All right, we rock and roll up to the top. Find your way into all fours. Checking really quick with our alignment. Palms spread, fingertips spread pretty wide just to protect the wrist. Hands under your, man, I am brain fart today. Our palms are under our shoulders, there we go. Shoulders, wrists, palms, all in a line here. And knees under our hip points. Great. This is a classic. You either love it or you hate it. We're going to inhale, sweep the right toes back. And then maybe just rock back and forth, warming up through that calf. And if you don't already know where I'm going, we're moving into pigeon. Great. Inhale, sweeping that right leg up, hip height. Exhale, threading that leg through. So what you're looking for is, if you are really stretchy through the hips, your shin here might come out more parallel to the pelvis. If you're not as flexible, your foot will be closer towards the pelvis. So it really just depends what feels good here. The most important thing, you are on the top of the back of your foot, you are on top of your knee, and you are not rolling over onto that right side. You want your hips even. If you need a pillow, a blanket, a block underneath that hip, go for it. So depending on where you're at, you're in that pigeon. Inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, walking it down, sleeping pigeon. And again, resist the urge to roll over with it. And find what feels right in your body here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's down. Maybe you're like, I'm here, and that's okay. Take what feels good. Stretching, you should feel that all through here, but you might feel it in other places too. Everybody's body is different. Sending our breath to that hip. Loosening it up. Great. Inhale, walk it up. Exhale, this is going to be a fun maneuver. You are going to slide that knee, that right knee back until it is right in front of your left knee. So if I'm facing you, whoop, kind of looks like this. Awesome. So from here, we're just going to walk it back into cow legs. I love cow legs. I think it's a fun little seat. Ideally, I mean not ideally, but in its fullest form, the knees are stacked over each other, but that might not be accessible to you. So if your knee is off a little bit to the side, take where you're at today. Every day is different, and again, if you're taking this because your hips are really tight, it's not going to be perfect, and that's yoga. It's not perfect. It's the pursuit of what's going on with you and your body. I like to hold my feet here, but you can have your palms at center. You can even take your palms to touch in the back, opening up through the shoulders. What feels good here? Great. Wherever you're at, release the hands. We're going to do something pretty fun. So we're going to make sure we gently rock ourselves forward. And then from here, we're going to work to plant, I believe this is my right foot. Curl the left toes under. Inhale, stand up. And then just flip yourself around in a circle. Woo! And then you're going to take yourself, woo! Don't fall all the way down. And you should be on cow legs on the other side. If you're like me and you want sliding there, take a moment to adjust. And notice how this side is different. Maybe your knee is more over the other knee. Maybe if you're like me, your left hip is a little bit tighter, so the knee is off center. And again, that is okay. We are accepting our body as it is today. We do this for a few reasons. A, to gain flexibility, right? B, to gain clarity on what's going on in our body. And I also think it's a little bit of self-acceptance. You know, when we know where we're at, we can accept ourselves for where we're at. And that doesn't mean we don't want to be better and get better. That comes with practice, right? But it allows us to be like, this is where I'm at today, and I'm proud. I'm proud of where I've been and where I've gone and where I am. Getting all philosophical on you. Go ahead and take hands at heart, or hands behind you, or hands at feet. Ooh, pop in my shoulder. Take one more breath here. Release wherever your arms are. And then we're going to gently walk ourselves. I like to put one hand behind me so I'm not like straining my lower back here. Walk yourself forward, and then we're going to do the opposite of what we had done. So you're going to send that right leg out and send that left leg forward, pigeon on the left side. So once again, the further or the more parallel your shin is to your hips, the deeper of a stretch, the more your foot is in towards your pelvis, the less intense it's going to be. So make your choice there, so long as we are on the top of our foot, on our knee, hips are even. We're going to inhale here, and exhale, walk it out, sleeping pigeon. And again, if this is where you're at, great. If this is where you're at, great. Or if you can take it all the way down, you are a rock star. Enjoy your stretch. Any support you need here, like I said, blanket, block, pillow. Inhale, slowly walk it up. And this time, nice and easy, we're just gonna send that knee back until we're back on all fours. I'm gonna fix my mat real quick, pardon me. All right, so here is where, if your floor is hard like mine, or you have fussy knees, I would maybe turn to where my knees, I was on the long side of the mat, my knees facing forward, my toes facing back, and then my upper body perhaps off the mat for this next posture. It's called frog leg posture, and it needs a little support in the knees. So you can either do this or roll up the mat maybe to support your knees. I'm going to do it facing this way just so that you can see what the alignment looks like, but do what you need. So from all fours, you're going to take your knees about just past hip width, as if you were taking a wide-legged forward fold. And you can either keep your toes pointing back, or I like to get a little bit extra of a calf stretch here, which gets a little bit more on your knees. So be careful and turn out my toes. And then you just kind of walk. It is hard on the knees. You're just going to walk yourself back so you're in this frog leg pose. So it looks like more or less like this. From behind, if you really want to see what it looks like this. You know, like you're a frog. I'm going to face you because, like I said, I wanted you to see the alignment, but my floor is hard, it's tile. So I'm going to take my own advice and frog leg this way. Great. Opening up through the hips here. If you're really flexible again, you can always lie flat. If you need to take it a little wider, you can. Legs can come out a little wider. Remember, those feet turned out for the true frog leg, right? True froggy. One more breath here. Then inhale, take it back to center. Thank you for allowing me to honor my body. Hopefully you got the alignment cue there. Then you're just going to, from coming up to your tabletop, sit it back, swing those legs around. We're going to center ourselves real quick, and then we'll do one more hip stretch and you're good to go. Stretching those legs out long. We're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, folding forward into staff. Nice forward fold here. I like to do the version where keep your knees bent a little bit and you're more reaching your chest towards your knees, keeping that back flat. Yes, of course, you know, we all know that folding all the way over is the truest, fullest form of this pose, but you need to honor how you feel today. And honestly, I don't even like that, the truest form. Everybody's body is different. So there is no one size fits all in yoga. Great. Inhale, unroll it. Maybe roll the shoulders back and take it to our back. All right, last posture. This is pretty much targeting the same areas that our pigeon does, just supine. So if you're ever wanting to release your hips and maybe pigeon isn't your jam, figure four will be. So inhale that right knee in. Exhale, take the right foot over the left quad. So you should be in almost a four shape. Inhale in and then exhale, pressing off the left foot, bringing the left knee into heart center. You can grab behind the quad, grabbing the shin, maybe grabbing the front of the thigh, whatever feels good here. This should be a nice big stretch. Keeping the right toes flexed, the right foot flexed to protect your knee. Lowering that left foot unraveling. Inhale the right knee in. Exhale left knee in, left foot over. Great. Inhale in here, we should be in that 4. Exhale, pressing off of the right toes, right knee comes in, there's that stretch. Threading our arms through, grabbing the shin, hamstring, front of the quad. Nice, flexing that foot to protect the knee. Both feet I like to flex, but especially the one that's bent over. So in this case, the left. Great, inhale in. Exhale, lower. Then unravel. From here, if there's anything else you need to take, a happy baby, another twist, shoulder stand, anything you have in your practice, take it. Otherwise, extending those legs long, even on a mini session, you guys, taking a shavasana, a final resting posture, even if it's for a minute, really allows you to soak in the nutrients of your practice, to get your mind right, ready for whatever comes at you off of the mat. If you have to go, I will bid you adieu. And if you have some time, spend it here, 5, 10 minutes, whatever you want to do, whatever feels right. But once again, if you have to leave, thank you so much for practicing with me today. Hopefully your hips feel awesome, and you could do any of these stretches whenever if you just need to loosen them up. Always remember, if you're doing things one side at a time, especially hip things, to do maybe a staff pose or a stretch where both sides of the body are being used afterwards to balance it out. Just a little pro tip for you. May courage, peace, and strength surround you today and every single day. If you're ready to leave, bring your hand up to your palms up to your forehead.